Hey, God bless you wherever you're at and whatever time you're watching this. We want to just encourage you to hang out here with us for just a couple minutes. This is just our attempt to bring a reminder to you, a daily reminder. Again, just to remind us to take something that you know or you did know and put it back in your mind again. And so that's our intention here. We've been walking through the book of First Samuel, this great classic story in the Bible about David and this Goliath that was over 9 feet tall, pushing almost 10 feet. And for the last few weeks, we spent some time just teaching out of the chapter on Sunday mornings, but we thought it might be fun just to pick a couple things as we go through this chapter that are really gold nuggets for you and I, just to learn. Remembering that the Bible says it says in the Bible in Romans 15 and verse 4 that whatsoever things were written before were written for our learning, so that we through patience and comfort of the Scripture might have hope. These stories, these life lessons. They build patience in us. They bring hope to us and carry us forward. So we know the story. Let me just take you to 1 Samuel 17 verses 25 and 26. David has arrived. He has left his father's sheep with a keeper, and he has arrived at the instruction of Jesse, his father, to this battle that had not yet really started. They were still kind of lining up with each other. And in verse 25 and 26 it says this. So the men of Israel said, "Have you seen this man who has come up?" Speaking of Goliath. "Surely he has come up to defy Israel. And it shall be that the man who kills him, the king will enrich him with great riches, and will give him his daughter, and give his father's house exemption from taxes in Israel." Then David, who was standing by listening, spoke to the men who stood by him, saying, "What shall be done for the man who kills this Philistine and takes away the reproach from Israel?" And I love this. "For who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" I love that, because when David said, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine?" He was speaking directly about the fact that the Philistines, and Goliath for sure, they did not have a covenant with God. They had no covenant with God. David wasn't even 20 years old, but he understood, though Goliath naturally seemed overwhelming and it seemed insurmountable, and it was definitely this huge thing that the Bible says that Saul and even the armies of Israel, every time he would come out and shout at them, they would run in terror. David wasn't even 20. And yet he understood he had a covenant with God. Listen, whatever Goliath you're facing today, you have a covenant with God. And you need to understand this. Listen, a covenant, when you just look at it in Webster's dictionary, it's a formal agreement or a solemn agreement between two or more persons to do or to not to do something specified. That's what it means in Webster's dictionary. But I want to remind you of this today. The covenant that you and I have with the Father because of Jesus, it doesn't have anything to do with what you and I will or won't do. He has freely extended his covenant to us, and we have access to the fullness of God because of Jesus. We have access. It's not based on our performance. God established a covenant with you and I through Jesus from before the world even began. That's what the Bible teaches us in Ephesians 1. So I want to encourage you again, whatever the Goliath may be in your life, you've got a covenant with God. Whatever insurmountable, overwhelming, I don't think I'm going to survive this thing you may be facing today, you have a covenant with God. Listen to this. This is in Galatians 3 and 29. "And if you are Christ's, then you are Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise." God has given us a promise. That promise is Jesus. The Father began to talk he wasn't even Abraham. He was still Abram in Genesis chapter 15. God said, "This is what I'm going to do, Abram. This is my promise to you. This is my covenant with you." And the Bible just says this. And Abram, this is in verse 6, Abram believed God, and God accounted it to him, his belief, his faith. God accounted it to him as righteousness. Listen, just believe. Just believe that the covenant you have with the Father because of Jesus, just believe that it is bigger, it is grander, it is more powerful, it is eternal, it carries more weight than anything you're facing today. You have a covenant with God. God bless you. We'll catch you next time.